Welcome to the Get Wisdom podcast. And for you folks looking for maybe a new way to do life, trying to figure out how to get unstuck in, any area of life, or maybe you just need a new perspective on your current circumstance. Well, we can definitely assist you with all of those things. Check us out at www.getwisdom.cc. I'm Miranda N.
I'm Jay, and today we're taking you through the white paper by Brent Ziemann. Our goal really is to provide you with some actionable insights from this framework that we've analyzed.
That's right. We are diving into the methodology Ziemann calls the REAL Framework Playbook. This system, it stands for reality, execution, alignment, and legacy.
Yeah.
It's really designed specifically to bridge something we all struggle with, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That agonizing gap between the ideal standards we say we have and, well, the messy, real behavior we actually perform day to day. It's kind of a roadmap for closing that distance.
Yeah, and the strength of this framework, I find, is that it starts with what's often the most painful truth. That foundation for reality, it demands a level of radical honesty that most self-help systems kind of try to skip over.
Right.
It forces you to confront that disparity between what you say you value and what your actions consistently show.
But why is that initial honesty so difficult? I mean, if we know we aren't where we want to be, why do we keep pretending?
Well, it's a bit of psychological self-preservation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Admitting you're failing, it activates cognitive dissonance. It feels bad. Ziemann uses this great illustration of the broken compass. You imagine a sailor who insists he's halfway across the ocean, really close to land,
Okay.
but his compass is totally busted, and in reality, he's still tied up right there in the harbor.
Ah, okay. So the longer he insists he's on course, the more energy he just wastes rowing in place, right?
Yeah.
And the frustration just builds and builds. That shoreline never gets further away.
Precisely. And the core insight here is you have to name your actual floor.
Your floor.
Your behavioral floor. It's not the standard you hope to achieve. It's the minimum level of behavior you actually tolerate when you're tired or distracted or stressed out. If you really want to know your true standard, look at what you do repeatedly, day in, day out, not what you say you want to do.
Okay, that's a tough look in the mirror. So we start by checking the compass, getting brutally honest about our actual floor, and just accepting the current starting point. Once that hard reality is kind of established, then we move to E for execution, which is about forging confidence through practice.
Yes, and this is where Ziemann introduces the concept of be before do.
Be before do.
Okay, this is a crucial pivot. We often think confidence is, the result of successful outcomes. We get a win, then we feel confident.
Right.
But Ziemann argues confidence actually comes from embodying the identity of someone who shows up regardless of the score, regardless of the immediate outcome.
Okay, so that sounds like the Stonecutter parable he uses. That's a classic one.
Exactly.
A man strikes a piece of stone 100 times, nothing happens, no visible effect at all. But then on the 101st blow, bang, the stone splits wide open.
Right. And the breakthrough wasn't just that final strike, was it? It was the persistence of every single strike that came before it.
Yeah.
And if we look deeper at that identity piece, the power wasn't just in hitting it 101 times, it was in the persistence of the person swinging the hammer, the identity. The breakthrough required the stonecutter to be relentless, to be persistent before the stone finally cracked.
So the framework dictates commitment to this daily cycle. Be or reflect, adjust, repeat, over and over.
That's it. Be the person, do the thing, see what happened, tweak it, and go again tomorrow.
It sounds less about waiting for some grand breakthrough and more about, well, the boring commitment to just the next swing.
It often is the boring part that makes the difference.
I wonder, what area of our listener's life is waiting for its 101st blow right now? And what specific identity do they need to own to just keep swinging even when that stone seems like it's never going to crack?
That's a powerful question. And once we've committed to showing up consistently, the execution part, the next critical step is making sure we're swinging that hammer at the right stone,
Makes sense.
That brings us to A for alignment. This section tackles that internal navigation piece. How do you differentiate your true inner voice from all that paralyzing inner noise?
Oh, this is such a challenge today, isn't it? With everything coming at us, how do we filter true intuition, that sort of calm, guiding inner voice from the screaming static that comes from old trauma or fear or just limiting beliefs?
It's tough. Ziemann uses this metaphor of two voices in the cave. Imagine a traveler, lost in the dark,
Okay.
and they hear two different directions. One voice calmly whispers, "Step toward the light, the path is just ahead."
Gentle.
Yeah. The other voice screams in panic, "Run! Run now! Danger everywhere!"
Okay, much louder.
Much louder. The traveler who listens to the panic runs blindly, driven by that noise, smashes right into a cave wall.
Ouch.
But the one who pauses, tunes into that calm voice, finds the narrow opening, and gets out.
So the actionable point there is really powerful. You have to test your decisions. Ask yourself, is this choice aligned with my, let's say, higher self, my core values? Or is it just the screaming echo of past wounds or fears?
Exactly. Because that self-betrayal, listening to the noise, is what keeps us trapped on our old low floor.
Right. And achieving that alignment, listening to the right voice, it lets us reframe our relationship with fear itself, doesn't it?
It does. Courage, in this framework, it's not about not feeling fear. It's about deciding to move despite the fear.
Okay.
And sometimes fear, when you leverage it correctly, simply signals a need for more reps, more practice, more preparation.
That reminds me of the Bridge at Night illustration.
Yeah, tell us about that one.
Well, a man is faced with crossing this really rickety-looking rope bridge, and it's pitch black. He can't see anything. He's terrified.
Understandably.
But he commits. He decides to take just one slow step, then another. And as he keeps moving forward, slowly, dawn starts to break. And in the light, he realizes the bridge was actually quite sturdy the whole time.
Right. The critical insight there is that the fear was absolutely real. He felt it. But the actual level of danger was maybe perceived, amplified by the darkness, the unknown.
Yeah.
The only way to check how sturdy the bridge really was, the only way to reach the daylight on the other side, was to take those steps forward.
So we have to identify the source of our fear. Is it genuine, life-threatening danger, or is it maybe old trauma popping up, or fear of the unknown, or just, a lack of skill in that area?
Exactly. Once you name it, you can often take that first slow step forward, even with the fear.
Okay, this is all making sense. Reality, execution, alignment. Let's look at the engine that drives progress, which seems to be Section 3, starting with resource stewardship.
Right. Ziemann makes this really interesting point here. Time, energy, and money. He says they're fundamentally the same thing, just in different forms.
How so?
What he means is they are completely interchangeable. And if you're reckless with one, say you waste time, you'll inevitably have to spend energy or money later to fix the problems you created. This is captured in the 3 wallets illustration. Imagine you're given 3 wallets. One has cash, one has hours in the day, and one has, like, battery power representing your energy.
Got it.
The foolish person spends the hours wallet like crazy, thinking time is infinite. But then they have to drain their energy wallet, pulling all-nighters, or spend from the money wallet to pay for convenience because they ran out of time.
That makes perfect sense. I know I've definitely traded my energy wallet for a bit more time this week, hitting snooze instead of, say, prepping lunch the night before.
Yeah, we all do it. The point is to become aware. We need to audit where these resources are actually going each week. Look for the leaks, the waste, and also look for ways to amplify multipliers, things that generate more resources than they consume.
Systems, maybe?
Systems, habits, good decisions. So the question for you, the listener, is pretty sharp. Which wallet are you currently overspending? Because that overspending, it leads directly to a lack of focus.
And that lack of focus brings us to the next point, the discipline of no.
Yes. This is crucial. We're often conditioned, I think, to chase every yes, every opportunity. Seems like the positive thing to do.
Yeah, FOMO is real.
Totally. But Ziemann challenges this. He asserts that the value of your yes, what you commit to, is directly proportional to the teeth of your no, what you refuse.
The teeth of your no, I like that.
And that no has to be anchored in your bigger yes, your vision, your most important goals.
Okay, so the parable that grounds this is the gardener's weeds.
That's the one. Imagine a gardener who refuses to pull weeds. Maybe they feel bad for the weeds, or they think it might hurt the other plants somehow.
Doesn't want to be mean to the weeds.
Right. Sounds silly, but we do it. What happens? Eventually, those weeds steal all the water, the sunlight, the nourishment. They end up choking the flowers the gardener actually wanted to cultivate in the first place.
So that reframes saying no or setting boundaries. It's not being negative or defensive. It's actually an act of protection for the growth you truly care about.
Exactly. You have to be willing to be, well, maybe a little ruthless with the energy-sapping weeds in your life, the distractions, the low-value tasks, the draining relationships to protect your real harvest.
Okay. And this discipline subtraction, this no, leads us to the third point in this section, standards and boring consistency.
Yes. If the reality check at the start named your current floor, then this consistent, sometimes boring daily effort is what defines your new floor, raising it over time.
So success isn't flashy moments, it's just the accumulation of what you repeatedly do.
Pretty much. It's the power of the dripping faucet. Think about a faucet just dripping onto a stone. Drip, 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 day after day.
Seems insignificant.
Totally. And any single moment, it seems small, negligible, almost pointless. But over months, years, that tiny, boring, relentless repetition carves a deep groove, a deep reality right into the solid stone.
Wow. That groove is your new standard, your new identity, really.
It's a physical manifestation of your consistency. So the actionable takeaway here is really practical. Define maybe 3 daily non-negotiables, things you will do no matter what.
And these aren't necessarily huge, flashy efforts.
Probably not. They're the reliable, boring drips that actually rewrite your internal software, your identity.
Okay, reality, execution, alignment, driven by stewardship, discipline, and standards. Finally, we arrive at L, the long-term view and legacy mentality.
This is about setting your horizon far enough out that you refuse to sacrifice the future for, say, a fleeting emotion or some temporary relief today.
Constantly checking that risk-reward ratio, but over the long haul.
Precisely. The consequences of failing this check are laid bare in the burning log parable.
Tell me about that one.
A traveler is cold, exhausted, out in the wilderness. He has one last log for his fire. He could make it last, keep a small flame going through the night.
Right, the sensible thing.
But instead, he tosses the whole log on at once for a momentary, bright, intense blaze. He feels wonderfully warm for a few fleeting minutes.
And
then the fire dies. He sacrificed all his future warmth, and now he freezes for the rest of the night because he couldn't resist that immediate comfort.
oof. That psychological pull of now is so powerful. So the prompt Ziemann gives the listener is crucial. Am I making a long-term decision based on a short-term problem?
Or short-term feeling.
Ah.
Where are you burning tomorrow's resources, tomorrow's warmth, just for today's temporary glow?
That strategic thinking then leads to the ultimate goal, doesn't it? Legacy mentality.
It does. Because success, in this view, it isn't a single outcome. It's not crossing one finish line or hitting one number. Success is who you are daily. It's the identity you live into through those consistent, often boring actions.
It requires rewriting your software, focusing on identity over just outcome.
Exactly. And we close with that powerful metaphor of the two farmers.
Ah, yes, the quick crops versus the orchard.
Right. One farmer plants quick crops, things that grow fast, give a quick harvest, but then they're gone just as fast. The soil might even be depleted.
Short-term gain.
Very short term. The other farmer plants an orchard, apple trees maybe. He knows he might not even taste the first fruit himself. It takes years.
A lot of patience.
A lot of patience, a lot of tending. But years later, his children, maybe his grandchildren, they eat fruit and sit in the shade of trees that carry his name, his legacy. A shade that persists long after the quick farmer's annual crops have withered and blown away.
Wow. So success is about planting that orchard today with our daily actions, ensuring that our consistent, boring drip is actually rewriting our identity in a way that nourishes the future.
That's the essence of it. Are you planting quick crops with your actions today, or are you planting orchards?
So what does this all really mean for you listening? The REAL framework, reality, execution, alignment, and legacy, it provides this powerful, parable-driven guide. It helps you gain clarity, build that absolutely indispensable consistency, and make sure that every daily action, every drip, is indeed planting an orchard for your future.
And if you feel stuck, maybe confused, or just need that fresh perspective on where you are right now, using this REAL framework could be a fantastic place to start. It gives you the language, the tools to confront those tough truths and start building momentum.
Absolutely. And if you want to dive even deeper into this material, maybe get some direct guidance, you can contact Brent Ziemann directly. His phone number is 972-301-2878.
Or you can email him at getwisdomprinciple@gmail.com.
That's getwisdomprinciple@gmail.com.
Also, please be sure to check out our sponsors. You can find them at www.getwisdom.cc/sponsors. They help make this possible.
They really do. Well, thank you so much for listening today.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
And we will see you tomorrow right here on the Get Wisdom podcast.